World War II brought forth some of the most harrowing events in human history. One of the darkest chapters occurred in the Philippines, the Bataan Death March. Today, we explore this tragic event, from its inception to its devastating conclusion. In December 1941, mere hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Japanese forces launched an invasion of the Philippines. The American and Filipino troops, under General Douglas MacArthur, were quickly overwhelmed and forced to retreat to the Bataan Peninsula. For months, the troops on Bataan endured relentless siege conditions. Starvation, disease, and constant bombardment took a heavy toll. Despite their courage and resilience, the situation grew increasingly dire as supplies dwindled and reinforcements remained out of reach. On April 9, 1942, Major General Edward P. King Jr. faced an impossible choice. With his troops on the brink of collapse, he surrendered to the Japanese forces. Approximately 76,000 American and Filipino soldiers were taken as prisoners of war. Immediately following the surrender, the prisoners were ordered to march approximately 65 miles from Mariveles to San Fernando. Under the scorching sun, with no food or water, they began what would later be known as the Bataan Death March. The march was a nightmare. The prisoners, already weakened by months of fighting, faced unimaginable brutality. Those who fell behind were beaten or killed. The tropical heat and sheer exhaustion claimed thousands of lives. Survivors recall the horrific conditions, dehydration, starvation, and the constant threat of violence from their captors. Upon reaching San Fernando, the survivors were herded into overcrowded boxcars and transported to Capiz. Many died from suffocation and dehydration during this hellish journey. From Capiz, they marched another 9 miles to Camp O'Donnell, where their suffering would continue. Of the 76,000 prisoners, only around 54,000 survived the march and subsequent imprisonment. The Bataan Death March stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a stark reminder of the horrors of war. After the war, the Japanese commanders responsible for the march were tried and convicted of war crimes. The survivors, although forever scarred, carried their stories into the future. Today, memorials and annual commemorations ensure that the sacrifices of those who endured the Bataan Death March are never forgotten. Their story is one of courage, suffering, and an unbreakable will to survive. We honor their memory and strive to remember the lessons of history. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share to keep these important stories alive.